need more money, connections, associations, and what you would call a relaxed mind? Have you ever wondered why some folks are regarded as high flyers and successful people with results to show? You know the names. It's been found out that the difference between these high flyers and successful people is mindsets and how they think. Welcome to Baseline Beats with Benga. Here is this week's episode.
Here we go again. Ready to fire, not misfire. I better stop there before I go too deep into constructing rhymes that will probably not make sense and get me in trouble. You know, I was surfing through the internet the other day. Well, on Twitter to be specific, and a certain individual mentioned how he could teach people how to have a certain amount of money multiplied 20 times. A guy replied with another tweet and said he doesn't want to be taught. He made the initiator an offer to add 100,000 naira to the amount he referenced so he can use that to hold body and soul together, and he would come to get his earnings at the end of the period the initiator referenced. Now, there is one thing I enjoy on Twitter: comments that people come up with. They are usually very hilarious. Here's one that caught my attention as hilarious as they come. The person said not to mind these motivational speakers, that they think it's about all these aspire to acquire and refire so as not to retire and on and on. Well, there is nothing wrong with the act of motivational speaking, the profession, or those who practice it. But I deduced something from this thread of comments. Folks had gotten tired of not hearing practical stuff. Well, to put it, life is beyond rhymes. It has to be practical and down to earth. This is one program I know, and I'm certain you'd hear practical stuff as far as they go. And I say this from the feedbacks I get, which I greatly appreciate. I am your friend. The name is Benga. In Acts 2, Scene 5 of the book Twelfth Night, authored by William Shakespeare, you'd come across this quote often referenced. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Shakespeare was an English playwright, poet, and actor. I understand that he's widely regarded as the greatest writer in the English language and the world's greatest dramatist. Well, you decide that. My attention on today's episode is on leadership. Are leaders born or made? I am sure you should have come across this argument or question in various places. You look at some people and they just seem to always have it together. They command huge respect and finesse. It usually seems as though they must have gotten this carriage from birth. You look at others and you feel, can this person ever have it together? And this cool carriage and command, this respect attributed to others and a seeming class of people. To make matters interesting, quite some people see themselves in the latter set of individuals. So, are leaders born or made? Do people come with leadership traits or abilities from when they are born? We'll talk about this today. Let's listen to this from Omawumi, Personal Race. She featured Timaya in there. Stay here.
Omawumi, young D, let go.
Timaya don't come home. Confuse a lot. It be like say my story they amuse a lot. Some push truck to the dummy bus, but my journey is different, that's why I don't go lost. They say no wonder I don't resemble anybody. No wonder nobody fit be on my way. I know fit be you, you know fit be me. So make you understand, say I rest you the wrong road. Say I run my own. I know fit be you, you know fit be me. So make you understand, say I rest you the wrong road. Say I run my own. I dey go my own. I dey go my own. I dey go I dey walk my own. I dey go my own. I dey walk my own.
Hey, right now me a super ding ding. Back down them me a to sing sing. Back down them no know me, but right now everything is just a bling bling, yeah. If you're broke, them a look at you like you got stroke. Them no, nobody really gave me hope. Them say I'm rude, say I'm bad, say I'm not their class. See these people, them to the package. Yeah. Meanwhile, them just
I
go
know
manage.
fit you, you know fit me. So make you understand, say now you receive the wrong, oh. Say I dey run my own. I know fit you, you know fit me. So make you understand, say now you receive the wrong, oh. Say I dey run my own. I dey run my own. I dey walk my own. I dey go my own. I dey walk my own. See I dey run my own. I dey walk my own. I dey go my own. I dey walk my own. Yeah. I no resemble anybody. Timaya don't come from before. Nobody, baby, oh wow. I know fit you, you know fit me. So make you understand, say I receive the wrong, oh. Say I dey run my own. I know fit you, you know fit me. So make you understand, say I receive the wrong, oh. Say I dey run my own. 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 I dey walk my own.
Thanks for staying here. Now let's get down to it. There are certain theories that believe that people inherit certain qualities and traits that make them better suited for leadership. Such theories go on to propound that all remarkable leaders have great history behind them and that they were leaders from the onset of their journey. Some other theories believe that people can become leaders through the process of teaching, learning, and observation. But what are the traits that make a leader great? What are the qualities you would expect that should encapsulate and tell the story of a person's leadership attributes, abilities, and capabilities? If you ask the average individual what he or she thought about a leader, one thing would stand out: getting a set of people to achieve a goal given. So, what attributes will be pivotal to getting a group of people to achieve a goal? They are numerous, but I'll focus on 4. Number 1, self-awareness and prioritization of personal development. You see, leadership starts with you. People usually have their focus wrong by thinking that the focus is on leading people. While that is true, that is not where it should start from. Effective leaders focus on developing their emotional intelligence. Leaders that work to refine this quality are more adaptive, resilient, and accept feedback from others. They are also effective listeners and open to change. You see, for what it's worth, leadership is not dictatorship. That probably belongs to the 1700s. The people you should get these feedback from the most are those on your team. Self-awareness and prioritization on personal development go a long way in eventually allowing the leadership trait that might have been there that you are not aware, which is why I mentioned self-awareness, to come to the fore and be evident to everyone. So it's important that you allow yourself to develop your emotional intelligence, which is going to be very, very pivotal if you'd be an effective leader. Let's move on. Number 2, focus on developing others. A leader's legacy is not projects or assignments. It's in raising others to also be self-aware and be leaders ultimately themselves. Have you ever wondered why and how some people stick out their necks so hugely for their leaders? Some go on to live what you could call the dream or carry on the vision of the founder. This should suggest to you the process of developing of these people. Effective leaders adapt to whether an individual or group is ready, willing, and able to take specific action. Delegating, coaching, and mentoring are important ingredients in these instances. Hear this. An effective and secure leader must never be afraid to delegate. And delegation is pretty important in the process of you putting yourself out as an effective leader. You cannot do it all. And so the only way to get the job done, which is why you have a team to even work with to start with, is by delegation. There are things you're not best suited with, and there are things that you can do. In fact, for what it's worth, in a team, you would have diverse kinds of individuals with various talents and capabilities come together, all for the purpose of a common goal, and that's what it is. And so, you'd realize that delegation will be pivotal to allow people to function in the places of their strength. Let's move on. And number 3 now, they encourage strategic thinking, innovation, and action. As a leader, you have to think ahead and have in mind where the organization is going. You see, it's not just about the now. If it is, a whole lot is wrong with this mindset. Organizations should outlive effective leaders. Ideas should outlive effective leaders. The only way to leave a legacy is to be forward thinking. Never lose sight of that. And finally, they practice effective cross-cultural communication. Here's the thing. There are tasks to be carried out, projects to be done. They don't get done because you think about them. They have to be communicated. Here's what I've also found out. Talking is not communication. The message has to be put in clear-cut terms before it can be said that communication has happened. Every unit is pivotal, and they must get the message in a clear manner. And that's one of the bane that I've realized to being an effective leader and to practicing effective leadership. Communication is very pivotal, and you can't be said to have communicated if only you understand what you've said, and the majority of the list of those who you are supposed to lead or those who you hope to lead do not understand the message. And for what it's worth, again, communication involves you saying and the other party also understanding, and it's not going to be one-sided, else it will have just been talking and no communication would have happened. Now back to the question, are leaders born or made? Well, the answer should be obvious by now. All of these qualities are not things that are stone cast such that they cannot be learned or imbibed. That's the good news. Regardless of your background, your educational qualities, your orientation, what you have been exposed to up until now, you can be a leader, and it begins with you. And with these few points, I hope I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you. Nah, I'm going to stop there because that is beginning to sound motivational, not to cast an expression of motivational speakers here. You see, this is probably as easy as they come. Leadership is always within your grasp and starts with you. Reach out to me via socials for feedback, questions, and comments at Ben_Olugbenga. Be good.
Baseline Beats with Benga is a wrap for this week. For questions, concerns, and feedback, reach him on Twitter and Instagram at Ben_Olugbenga. Until Baseline Beats with Benga comes away again next week, keep winning and enjoy the rest of the week.